It's been a good birthday weekend for me. Went out on Friday night. Saturday I woke up really ridiculously early, and Sunday today I woke up early again, so I'm still tired for some reason. But we have Monday Night Football coming up at least, and West Ham are taking on Leicester City. So a belated birthday present would be 3 points. And if we can beat Leicester, we did a double over them last season by the way, if we can beat Leicester Monday night, we seriously are proving that we're no mugs very early on in the season. I'm going to be discussing everything you need to know about Leicester City and give my score prediction in this Opposition Uncovered. Well, if you watch my channel, you know the drill with Opposition Uncovered anyway. The contrast between ownership between these two clubs could not be more vivid. Leicester have owners who adore the club and really care, hence why they invest into the squad, buy players accordingly, back the manager, and maintain good relationships within the city of Leicester. Moreover, they've opened up a £100 million training ground with world-class facilities, and are going to expand the stadium and the surrounding area to suit families and to create a more sustainable future for the club. West Ham, on the other hand, have owners that don't care about the club, don't back the manager, don't spend money, and create a lot of tension between the fans and the owners. So, I do wish that the Thai owners at Leicester would buy West Ham one day, but only in a parallel universe will that ever happen, and I can just dream on. But my point is, the difference in ownerships show, because Leicester consistently make European football and West Ham do not. So, it's no surprise as to why it happens, because of financial backing. But the contrast between the two clubs is very, very, very strong. And Leicester is a model example of how to run a football club properly. Leicester had a fantastic transfer window and really improved the team, not just with depth, but for long-term running. One notable signing was the signing of Yannick Vestergaard, and let me explain why. Wesley Fofana, a key defender, an important part of the first team, is injured with a broken leg. Within less than a week of that happening, Leicester identified a replacement target, put in the money for him, and got him. And got it done really quickly. That's really just common sense. And it might be easy on paper, but, you know, if you're West Ham, you don't do that. But this little section is not about West Ham, it's about Leicester. Leicester had a really good transfer window. I'd give it a solid 9 out of 10 from them, because they absolutely did the right things and got in backup players for each position. Not because of just European football, but they're thinking long term. Like they got in Patson Daka, 22-year-old striker, because Jamie Vardy's 34 years old and is coming towards the end of his career. Even though Vardy is still the starting striker, they're planning for life without him. They got in Boubakary Soumaré, who is bullying players when he comes onto the pitch, the way he controls the midfield as well. They got in Ryan Bertrand on a free transfer, good depth for their left-back position. They got in Yannick Vestergaard, like I said, because Fofana was injured. And they really are good at signing players. They're good at selling players too, because they end up selling players for a big profit and using that money wisely. West Ham wouldn't do that. And the reason why I've got so many comparisons between West Ham and Leicester here is because the difference in how the clubs are run is massive. And Leicester's been in the Premier League for less time than West Ham. Leicester was in League One around 13 years ago, but it got promoted back to the Premier League eventually and then became a class team that the whole world's taking notice of. They started off the season with a 1-0 win at home to Wolves, with Jamie Vardy scoring the only goal. And they're hoping to make it 2 wins in 2 when they come to the London Stadium on Monday night. Obviously, Jamie Vardy has to go in the ones to watch section. Not only did he score the winning goal in the game against Wolves, but he's very fiercely committed to Leicester. The fact that he said that he'd never leave the club because it's done so much for him shows his loyalty. Last season was very strong for him as well. He's already over 100 Premier League goals, and that's Not difficult to do for him because he's been so class for them. He won the FA Cup last season with Leicester as well, and he's going to go down as potentially Leicester's best ever striker. He's been through it all with that club, and I think Leicester fans absolutely adore him, and rightly so. Vardy's going to be a big threat because of his power in front of goal, his dribbling ability, and of course his goal scoring. That's what he does. He's a natural goal scorer, Vardy. He's just got an eye for goal and takes his chances when they come. And that's why he won a Premier League Golden Boot. That's why he helped Leicester to win the Premier League. That's why he is the player that he is today. He's just so good of a striker. James Maddison has been linked with a move away from Leicester. Apparently Arsenal was sniffing in for him, and nothing's written in stone just yet because the transfer window's still open. Who knows? Arsenal may still go in for him. But James Maddison is a key part of Leicester's midfield. Last season, he scored 8 goals in 31 appearances. And he scores goals from all kind of angles, whether it be free kicks or long-distance strikes. He's a very good attacking midfielder. He's good at moving the ball forwards as well. He connects very well with strikers. He's quite good at one-on-ones, actually. He's done that a couple of times. He did it last season as well. And he's a set-piece specialist. So Vardy is a real benefit of Maddison, because Maddison's feeding balls through to Vardy. Maddison's also really good at free kicks. And he's a very good attacking midfielder, who West Ham did have the chance to sign 3 years ago, but Manuel Pellegrini said no to him. And it did come back to bite us, because he only cost 20 million, and Leicester's thrived with Maddison in the team. Based on how Kasper Schmeichel played in the Euros, I'm going to say Schmeichel. I think he's one of the most underrated goalkeepers in the Premier League, and the Euros proved how good he really was. We already knew how good he was anyway, but the Euros showed it on the European stage, on the international global stage, even you could say. Kept a clean sheet last week. Very solid goalkeeper. Flexible, agile, very good decision maker. And he's been a very reliable and trustworthy last line of defence for Leicester. One of my favourite goalkeepers right now in the league. And a very consistent shot stopper. You may not know this, but Jesse Lingard actually played for Leicester City at one point in his career. During the 2013-14 season, Lingard was loaned out from Manchester United to several Championship clubs. Leicester City was one of those clubs. He was also loaned out to West Ham many years later and spent the second half of last season on loan at West Ham. And if you're a West Ham fan watching this, I needn't tell you the impact that he made. 9 goals in 16 games. His future's still unclear at Manchester United. He did play against Southampton, albeit for 5 minutes, coming off the bench as a sub. So he might be coming back to West Ham, he might not be. I don't know yet. But Lingard actually played for Leicester for a little bit. And he also played for West Ham too. And I wanted to go for a player who was a little bit different, because I usually go with the same 2 guys of Cotti or Konchesky. So Lingard was a mix and match there. And he was a really good loan signing. And if he doesn't come back to West Ham, it shows that you don't fall in love with a loan player, because he made some unforgettable memories in his time at the Bowl. In the back of my mind, I do think Leicester will somehow win the game, but I want to say a 1-1 draw. If West Ham can contain Vardy, Maddison, Daka, Barnes and players like that, we are going to be able to counter-attack a lot better. And West Ham has a really good counter-attacking system. The only issue I've got with West Ham right now is the fact that we've got an elite starting 11, but not an elite squad. Leicester has an elite squad. They can get whomever off the bench, and that player can make a difference for them. We do have difference makers on the bench, but it's not a hell of a lot. So in the second half, I expect Leicester to throw on a few subs that may change the game. I don't know what though, but I'm going to say a 1-1 draw if West Ham can use that counter-attack that they did against Newcastle and keep Leicester's attack quiet. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Opposition Uncovered. If you liked the video, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe for more content. I will of course be watching the game on Monday, and the aftermath will follow after the game. Thank you very much for watching, take care, and I'll see you all soon.